Welcome to the Catholic Apostolate Center's blogcast series. Today's episode is titled, Letting Christ Reign in Your Lent, written by Erin Donn and read by Meghan Abando. Jesus, let there be more of you and less of me. This is the short prayer I was once encouraged to pray as a penance by a wise older priest. As we find ourselves at the start of Lent, these words once again come to mind, and I would like to offer them for your contemplation. The Church offers the season of Lent as an opportunity to prepare her children well for Christ's resurrection, both at the celebration of Easter and at his second coming. These preparations take the form of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, the spiritual, penitential, and charitable practices we take up and the worldly things we put down. For 40 days, we walk into the desert, just as Jesus did, to humbly open ourselves to temptations and more fully offer our lives to the Lord. So what does that prayer, letting there be more of Jesus and less of me, have to do with Lent? Well, everything. In the first reading at Mass on Ash Wednesday, the prophet Joel extols us. Rend your hearts, not your garments, and return to the Lord your God with your whole hearts. The Lord does not want to see what we can do of our own strength or will during this season. He wants us to see what he can do through us and the transformation he can work within us. Lent certainly calls for a degree of testing the limits of our comfort zones. More than this, it is an invitation to leave behind our will and consider the offerings and changes that will help us become more like Christ. As you reflect on your Lenten practices, consider asking yourself, what can I offer to Jesus? How can I make more room for him in my life? What can I let go of that will help me on this journey? Approaching Lent in this way necessitates an act of surrender. It requires us to focus less on the material outcomes and more on the spiritual. This might mean to not give up ice cream like you do every Lent, and instead, or additionally, prayerfully consider what areas of your life you have been keeping the Lord out of. St. John Henry Newman speaks of this in a sermon for the first Sunday of Lent. Fasting is only one branch of a large and momentous duty, the subdual of ourselves to Christ. We must surrender to him all we have, all we are. We must keep nothing back. This, admittedly, is a challenging invitation, but remember that we are not doing Lent on our own. We are doing it with Jesus. This act of surrender necessitates reliance, and this reliance requires humility, an admission of our own weakness and powerlessness compared to Christ's great strength. When you want to snooze your alarm and eschew the morning prayer time you've committed to, offer that to the Lord. When you are tempted to join in the office gossip, ask for Jesus' strength. Ordinary as these offerings may be, that does not mean they are easy. If we have chosen to subdue ourselves for Christ's sake, we can trust that he will provide the grace and strength we lack. As Kathleen Doherty writes in Season of Mercy, mortification and penance are a passionate response of a man to a passionate lover who is God. In humbly striving to more fully do the will of the Father, we naturally make more room for Jesus. As you surrender yourself to him this Lent, also rely on him. He wants us, in the attachments that bind us, to shrink away only so that his mercy and love can reign more completely. Jesus, let there be more of you and less of me.